Hello guys, this is Matrix Ray, and I'm showing you some resolution comparisons between native 1440p versus native PS2. I will also be doing some frame rate testing and show you guys the best settings for The Legend of Spyro: A New Beginning. We're using large frame buffer, a custom resolution of 2560 by 1440p, native, 16 times anisotrophic filtering, mapping is on automatic, full direct 3D recommended, and 16 times MSAA. With 16 times MSAA on, at 1440p, it costs 2.3 gigabytes of video RAM. We're using texture filtering of display and FXAA shader. I'm using bilinear PS2 and direct 3D11 hardware. I am also using MTBU. If you have more than 3 cores, I have 6 cores. This hack will make the game run a lot faster, runs above full speed, which is really nice, but it's one of those games that doesn't really need it. You can play the game with it off and you should still run at full speed, but if you have some slowdown, turn it on. Now, this game targets 640 by 448. Also, this game does target 30 frames per second. I've got my counter on the top left there. As you see, if I drop a frame, that means I've lost game speed as well. But let's have a look around. So this is the very first area in the game. I am playing off a complete save, as you see, completed. And yes, as you see, this is native PS2 in the first area of the game. You can see those mushrooms right here. Look at the purple lines. If I go to native 1440p, you can see that it's a lot clearer to see, and plus the whole environment in general is a lot clearer, which is really, really nice. The ground is very nice and clear as well, because the 16 times anisotrophic filtering seems to be working, which is nice. If I go to native PS2, you can see that the ground is a lot blurrier, plus the texture filtering is using bilinear or maybe trilinear. I'm going to say bilinear. But the whole game's a lot more blurrier. Spyro is blurry in general. If you look at his eyes at 1440p, you can see the full fat detail, but if you go to native PS2, you can see that it's harder to see the detail on Spyro and his wings. If I look out in the distance, which I'll go back and have a look around. Here we go, here is some distance right here. So if you look at the distance, you can see some grass right over there. If I go to native 1440p, it's clearer, you can see some detail, but it's actually flat, not grass that I thought. But that's okay. But this game looks a lot clearer, runs at a lot higher, the game looks a lot clearer, and the refresh rate is, as I said, 30 frames, and it keeps that target frame rate pretty well, which is good. And I do want to mention one problem I had with this game. In the first area, the HUDs are on the foreground, like the subtitles, as you see right here, the subtitles are on the foreground, and the HUD up here you saw on the top left right there. Unfortunately, in the later levels, the HUDs, or if not every single HUD, subtitles and this right here, they're all like a background sprite. So if you're actually in a closed area like this, for some reason, this HUD will be in the background of the 3D environment we're in, which is very unfortunate because you can't see your health, your energy, or even the subtitles. Can't see how much health enemies have. It is unfortunate. It's a problem on software and hardware mode, but otherwise this game is pretty much perfect on the PCSX2, to be honest. Now, talking about HUDs, this looks really, really nice and clear. Even at 1440p, it is aged really well for a 2D HUD slash sprite. If I press the pause button though, you can see the artwork in the background here. It has aged, unfortunately, poorly. You can see the filtered aliasing all over these circle things right here. It's a nice artwork, I have to admit, but unfortunately it's hard to see the detail because it's rendered at a really low resolution. But if I go to native PS2, you can see that it's barely made much of a difference, because this background slash artwork is actually, it was supposed to be fitted for a 640 by 448 display, but at native 1440p, you can see a bit of extra detail, but it's not much of a difference. But the text HUD's not that bad, actually, to be honest. If you look here, there's some HUDs here. If I go to native PS2, you can see they've aged quite a bit here, especially when you see that moving, you see my thing moving right there. You can see all the aliasing shifting or crawling all over the screen, but if I go to native 1440p again, it is a lot clearer. So I do appreciate the nice HUDs, or the higher quality HUDs in this game. Unfortunately, this void circle right here is upscaled poorly too, but oh well. Anyway, otherwise this is a pretty perfect game on the PCSX2. Runs really nice, looks really nice. It's definitely worth revisiting even to this day. But anyway, thank you for watching.